Hey, magical manifestors. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. I am Jasmine Atten, Mystic at the Crossroads. And in today's video, we are going to be discussing signs to help you determine, are you an empath? Now, an empathic individual is someone who is sensitive on both a mental, physical, and spiritual level, and the sensitivity is heightened beyond what a regular non-empathic person would feel. Now, we all are energetic beings and we all have thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Empathy, well, most of us do. However, someone who is empathic and spiritually in tune will feel and sense these energies on a much deeper level, almost to the point where it can be debilitating sometimes. One person may feel the energy. You can be sympathetic towards a person, you can be empathetic towards a person, and then you can actually sense and feel the physical, mental, emotional pain that that individual, animal, or plant is experiencing. And that's what we're going to talk about today to help you kind of identify. Because when you're coming into your spiritual self, when you're on your spiritual journey, when you are going through your spiritual awakening, you're going to be hypersensitive, and it can almost feel it definitely feels overwhelming, and it can almost make you question yourself and wonder, like, is there something wrong? Am I going crazy? These are a lot of questions that I get. I will say to those of you, and I say this, very gently, and of course I'm not trying to offend anyone. However, there is a very thin line between being an empath, being hypersensitive, being spiritually connected and coming into your spiritual awakening, and psychological, mental, and emotional illnesses. And sometimes it's hard to kind of differentiate the difference between the two. I'm sorry, I'm just going to adjust you guys just a little bit. Sometimes it can be a little difficult to kind of determine which one is which. So hopefully this video sheds a little bit of insight. Of course, you guys know I am in the medical profession, but I am not a doctor. So if you think that the symptoms that you're experiencing is coming from a psychological or emotional disorder, please consult a healthcare professional. And for the rest of you that feel like I'm just going through this transformative experience and somebody, please help me understand why. Hopefully this helps. Okay, so number one, first and foremost sign that you are definitely an empath, and this is something that I experience on such a regular basis, is being in crowds of people. Like, the mere thought of being in a crowd of people gives me anxiety. Even talking about it starts to make me feel very flustered and very fluttered. I cannot stand being in enclosed spaces, and I cannot stand being in crowds. And I used to love, when I was younger, I loved going to concerts. I loved going to amusement parks. I loved going anywhere where there's a bunch of people, because I like to people watch. And now I can't even handle it. It's like I can't breathe. My throat feels like it's starting to close, and it's because I can sense everybody's energy. My empathic abilities are so strong, and you've probably experienced this too. If you have, comment down below, where I'll encounter someone, or maybe I'll meet someone, and it's typical for people to kind of put on this I'm okay, but deep down you can feel. And it's gotten to a point where I can stand next to a person and be like, they had a fight with their spouse this morning, they were physically abused last night, she just had a miscarriage. Like, I know it may sound a little strange, but that's how empathic I am. I can literally feel, sense, and see what an individual is going through at that time, and it's very overwhelming. So I avoid going into crowded places, and in a sense, I don't want to say it's hindered, but it does take away from some of the things I used to enjoy. So I avoid, going to places at certain times of the day. I avoid being in the grocery store if it's crowded. There's just things that I don't do anymore because I cannot handle it, and I'm okay with that. I don't want to take on all that energy anyway. And, nowadays being in crowds really isn't that safe. But my point is, I'm just so sensitive. My heart starts racing. I start feeling anxiety. every person that walks by me, it's like, I can just feel what they're going through, what they're holding on to, and it's a lot. So that's the first telltale sign that you are an empath. Your next sign that you're an empath is that you feel drained after encountering someone. And I mean drained to the point where, like, you need to go home and lay down. You are exhausted. This could be after even a short phone call. This could just be after meeting somebody for the first time. It could be a very short encounter, and all of a sudden you feel very drained, lethargic, tired, okay? Number 3 is that your mood starts to match that person. And what I mean by that is you are feeling good, you are feeling high, you are feeling happy, you are feeling really, really good. And as soon as you come in contact with that person, whether they expressed it or not, because sometimes, people go through stuff and they don't tell us, but suddenly your mood has matched their vibration. So they walk away and now you're feeling irritable or you're feeling sad. I'm sorry, guys, this camera is like not really, it's trying to, I don't know what it's doing, so I adjust it periodically throughout the video. My bad. But my point is, or you encounter someone who, let's say you just talked to a close friend or a relative and they were having a bad day, and now you're feeling irritable or you're feeling what they went through or you're angry, and you're like, well, wait a minute. I was fine earlier. Like, what happened? That is a sure sign that you are an empath and that you need to have a little bit more of energetic and spiritual protection around yourself. Number 4 reason or sign, symptom. I don't want to call it a symptom. It's a sign that you're an empath. And this kind of correlates with the first couple too, is you do not want to go outside. And what I mean by that is, I don't mean in the sense of being depressed and not wanting to leave the house. And I went through a period of depression when I was in my late teens and early 20s, so I definitely know the difference. But it's not depression. It's like you want to go out, you want to do stuff, but it's like, I want to go out, I just don't want to go out there. Do you know what I'm saying? Have you ever felt that way? There are so many times where I want to, like, even on the weekends, I work from home and the only day I really have off is Sunday, sometimes Saturday, but Sunday, and it's like, I want to go out. It's a beautiful day. The weather is awesome. There's people out there, and I get dressed and I go to my front door and I can feel all the energy out there. I can feel all the people, and I'm just like, oh, I can't do it. Like, I can't. And then I literally end up sitting back down for like 30 minutes contemplating about going outside, or I go outside and I'm out in the world running errands or driving around, and I have this sense of, I need to go back in the house. I need to, like, my energy, I need to, like, contain my energy back to myself. So I know to some of you may be like, what? But seriously, this is real. And this happens. I know I'm not the only one this happened to. Does this happen to you? It has to happen to you, because these are the symptoms and signs of being an empath. Number 5, you are so sensitive to animals, insects, plants, and of course other people. And what I mean by that is, I have become hypersensitive to insects. Now, I'm not, put it this way. I don't like spiders because they bite. But if I can avoid killing one, I will, except for I had a black widow in my house the other night, and I'm sorry, that sucker had to go. But that's different. For the most part, back in the day, I wouldn't think twice about, smacking a fly or killing a spider. Like, you're out of here. Now, it's almost like I can feel their fear when they feel me approaching. Like, they're like, oh, no, they already know. And I can sense it. Same thing with animals. Like, for example, I was at the park yesterday. I was doing my meditation. I was writing out some stuff for my spell this weekend, and I was just kind of watching the ducks and watching the turtle, flopping around, and I could feel the turtle's despair. I know that may sound silly, you guys, but I could feel it. I could feel he was like, fuck, like, why did I come back as a fucking turtle with this damn shell on my back, trying to tread through these rocks at 0 miles an hour? He was so irritated and so frustrated, and I just sat there and I talked to him, and I'm like, poor thing, like, I wish I could help you. I wish I could, like, take the load off of your back, but then that would be his house, and I can't do that. My point is, I can feel the sensitivity of insects and animals and animals everywhere. And this is another kind of side thing also that I've noticed, is I connect with animals a lot more. Dogs too. Like, I'm not a dog person. You guys know I'm a cat mom, and I don't dislike dogs, but I've never been a dog person. I've never really cared for them like that, and they love me for some reason. I come across people and their dogs just want to like love on me. So that's another sign to tell you you are an empath. People telling you that they feel better after they've been around you. Like, oh, I feel so much better. I feel so much better that I've talked to you. I feel so much better that I've seen you. You are an empath, and you are also radiating energy that people may be sucking off of you. People do not necessarily know or necessarily mean to be energy vampires, but they're out there. So you definitely need to ground shield and protect yourself, because anyone that says to me they felt better after leaving me, and then I feel like I need to just roll myself up in a blanket like a burrito and stay in bed for 2 days, tells me that they're a vampire, I'm an empath, and I haven't done enough protection work around myself. Number 7, you can feel the energy in spaces. So, for example, you walk into an elevator after people have got out, you can feel the lingering energy. You walk into wherever it is, a house, a room, a place, and you can feel the energy in there. This used to happen to me a lot at my old job, like with my coworkers. I worked for a gynecologist with an office full of women, so you can only imagine. But my coworkers would get into it in the morning, and I would come to work, and it would be like, no one would be saying anything, but you could feel the heaviness in the room, like, ooh, something went down up in here. Yeah, that's a sign that you're an empath. I'm not sure what number we're on, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. You have a very strong sense of intuition. Your intuition is blazing. Like, you know things before they happen. You sense them, you see them, you feel them before they happen. You think it, and boom, it comes, or it shows up, or it plays out. You are an empath. Negativity overwhelms you, and negativity comes in the form of, I'm sorry, you guys, this is driving me crazy. I'm going to wrap this video up soon because this is driving me crazy. Negativity. So, like, you can't watch the news. You don't like watching violent movies. You don't like hearing about things, violence on people, or just all the evil things that are going on in this world. This is beyond just being sensitive. Someone would be like, well, yeah, anyone who's sensitive. No, this isn't sensitivity. This is like, hearing it almost literally makes you feel sick and weak to your stomach, and you can't even take it. I stopped watching the news. I don't watch TV anyway, but I've stopped watching the news years ago, and the only thing I will watch is the weather. Like, I catch the news to see what the weather is so I can kind of plan my week out accordingly, and that's about it. Like, I can't tell you what's going on in mainstream media because I have no idea, and I don't want to know. I think we're on 9. Have you been keeping track? Have you been counting? Because I stopped counting after 6. So I don't know. You are sensitive to medications, drugs, and food. So things from pharmaceuticals, over-the-counter, just regular medications affect your body in such a way that you cannot take them. Recreational drugs, whether that's marijuana, whether that's medicinal mushrooms, whether it's whatever your paraphernalia of choice is, and it's too much for your system, it's overloaded, it's overwhelming, then that is a definite sign that you are an empath. Another thing that I'm going to kind of just tax onto that is a lot of empaths. No, let me not say this, because I know someone's going to be in the comments like, that's not true. Jasmine, you're wrong. Please don't badger me in the comments, okay, you guys? From my experience in working and coaching people and just kind of observing, it is not uncommon for people that are highly empathic to struggle with substance abuse. And that is in the form of alcoholism, marijuana, and I shouldn't even use the word abuse, because I feel like that's a very negative term. Look, do you? If you want to drink, have a drink. You want to smoke weed, smoke weed. You want to eat shrooms, do ecstasy, pop Molly, sniff I don't care what you do. Ain't no judgment. Look, I ain't judging you at all, okay? But I find that a lot of empathic people are trying to numb and cope with the feelings and emotions that they are absorbing from other people through the use of recreational paraphernalia. And again, no judgment here. If it's affecting your life and it's causing problems, then you might want to figure out how to deal with that. If it's not causing you any problems, if you can get up and go to work and pay your bills and take care of your family and live your life and you ain't hurting nobody, shit, who am I to judge? Drink as much as you want. I do. Got my red cup right here. Word. Okay. Last but not least, and quite honestly, this list could go on and on. There are so many signs that people are empaths, but I wanted to keep this short into the ones that I feel are very primary and very important. Is you can feel other people's pain. You can physically feel another person's pain, whether their pain is emotional or whether their pain is physical. And that's when you come encounter with a person. You guys hear me say a lot, I don't shake hands anymore with people. I really try to avoid that. And I'm never trying to be rude. You know, if someone extends their hand, I will just lightly shake it. But if they don't extend their hand, I'm not going to do that, because I don't really want to feel whatever it is that a person is going through. The same thing with hugging. And I'm a hugger. I love to hug. I love. Like, I love to be loved on. But it's gotten to the point where I can hug someone and I can have a whole flashback of whatever trauma that they've gone through. So I've had to kind of, yeah, give me 5 feet. But that's just me. Last thing I'm going to close with that is empaths tend to fall into lines of work that are, you know, typical to, I don't, let me back up. Somebody gonna be in the comments like, that's not true. This is not straight across the board for everybody. There are empaths in every line of work, every city, every state, every community. Y'all, we are out there, okay? And we're deep. But a lot of empaths tend to drift towards careers of health and healing and service-orientated jobs. So whether that's the medical field, whether that's healing through art, music, through dance, through being a healer, through anything that is a service-orientated job to help and heal. Veterinarians, pediatricians, nurses, doctors. I'm a certified Reiki healer and ordained minister. So anything along those lines, empaths tend to gravitate towards those types of industries as careers. And of course, again, there are empaths in every different type of career out there. It is not narrowed down, but I will find, even no matter what line of work you're in, someone who's an empath will perhaps start thinking like they might want to go into holistic healing. They might want to start learning about herbs and supplements. Vegans, you know, a person that does not want to eat meat is an empath. I think that kind of goes without saying. So yeah, like I said, you guys, the list can go on and on and on and on and on. I just wanted to touch on some of the kind of main ones to help you identify or confirm what you've already been thinking, that no, you're not crazy. No, you're not just this hyper overly emotional person. No, you're not, you know what I mean, out there mentally, but you are indeed spiritually connected, divinely in tuned, empathic. And it's okay. It's a beautiful thing to be. You just have to learn how to ground and heal and protect yourself. If you guys want me to do a video on or show you guys some of the rituals that I do for my grounding and protection, I'm happy to do that. Just let me know in the comments below. If you like this video and you want to see more of them, you know what to do. Hit the thumbs up button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Can we please get 100 likes on this video? I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. I'm really trying to make it to 50,000 subscribers. I love all of you guys who have supported me this long, and not just supported me, but have allowed me to help support you. So I appreciate you. Share this video with friends and family. If you'd like to set up a private consultation or reading, spiritual coaching, or if you'd like to attend one of my workshops here in Los Angeles, you can visit my website at oneritualaway.com. Be sure to follow my social media. I'm on Instagram at oneritualaway, Facebook under Jasmine Atten. You can also join my Facebook group, Let's Talk Magic. Got a lot going on, but I'm here for you to serve the community. Walk in love, walk in light, walk in beauty, and remember, creating a life that you love is only one ritual away. Till next time, talk to you soon. Peace.